more complicated while using what I got as cheaply as I can to overcome my computer illiteracy while I teach myself and am always expanding my knowledge at age 64 and 4 months. But old man can do it, a strong-minded youngster could by investing in himself 15 to 20 minutes a day. Increase his knowledge, status, love for God and country, while trying to obtain a 20-year goal while using these principles, which are the same as YouTube, to run a 501c. Well, you have to have the courage to be free. Well, I'm one soldier, Marine, but I have even mutilated my body with a bulldog on my arm, and the only bodily mutilation to myself was done when I was an infant and circumcised. While I lament and wail like Job over the loss of my 25-year-old son, and cling to my faith in God Almighty, knowing that all things happen for good and there must be a purpose. I love y'all. I'm sorry I had to take a moment to cry, but I am trying to do my best to serve God and country and help with a kind heart other people that may need this message. While being inspired by the love for my daughter and from my daughter and wife of 32 years, with a few small gifts from God. While knowing that that God and those two women are the only ones that have the right to judge me. While being comforted by God's first gift to man, animals, knowing that his fantasies in flesh could not be completely satisfied without having created woman. Right, sweetie? Well, I don't know, guys. You know, you always process what information you had. My neighbor come over and I asked him the question and he tried picking up on that side and it wouldn't lift up. But if you notice, we're getting a bend in that weak spot that I thought about. And so I'm kind of going with that if I kick that brace out, that it's gonna snap right there. So, since I like playing games and these are my Nintendo games, I think I'm gonna cut off part of that leg and try and put a bigger arch in the board, because I'm gonna cheat and see if I can increase its structural integrity by lowering that in and putting a bigger arch in it. It's a toothpick, guys. I don't think it's gonna hold. Postulate a little. And of course, that is the thinnest part in width as well, and that's why it's the weakest point. And I don't know, that's only 4.5 inches. I don't know. Should get a ruler out. 1, 2. No, can't do that. Sorry about the middle finger. Thought about lightening the load a bit. Well, I still have that Alaskan mill on and taking a couple more slices off the weight. I don't know. That'll help. And it's up where I can get to it. I guess I'm gonna go and do some thinking and decide. It's unfair. I should just kick that out and watch her break. And then I'd have that rolling around on the ground. It's all propped up and ready to slice. And the only thing is I worry about the hanging on to the wall kind of syndrome. You know, I got my brace though. We'll think some more. While I contemplate what to do with that board, well, the machine's still all hooked together. It's a 10-minute project. Take it off. I'm thinking about slicing that because I'm pretty sure it'll snap, but not if I lighten it up. What do you think, sweetie? The other issue is a hawk landed right there, and I want a quick draw McGraw camera so I can get some of them photos. You know, I think it was eyeballing freckles and the squirrels out there. Predators, beware. I'm kind of thinking I'll will the board down, save the lumber, until I believe that the bridge will hold. Don't know which is safer. Bust it down and with all that weight, or lighten the load. Lighten the load. Error in the side of smart. And since I think I'm intellectual, and I was wondering whether I should have a dramatic finish or an intellectual one, and since the theme is intellect, we'll go with that. For safety reasons, I'm going to put that brace in on this side and limit which direction it might roll. Give it one way to go the other way in case there's drama. And I thought I'd film the cuts because I only got 10 minutes worth of battery. Might have to do that one freehand, because I can't get it to groove in straight because of the knot. Let's see what happens down here. It's all smoking because it's real wet. And 14 inches wide, 12 on the blade maybe. Hardwood, wet, slippery. Wiggling that seems to work good. Not very level. My first mistake. Yep. I have to wait an hour, folks, for a recharge. You ever wonder why men wear them old ugly shirts that are all torn up and abused? You know, they look like they've been worn for 1,000,000 years, you know? And the reason why is because when a man finds a shirt that works with him while he works, you know, it's just like the ladies want something fits. You kind of work with it because work ain't no party. Isn't that right, Freckles? Youth Truth Show. Check it out. You do have to be discerning. Oak desk. Free. Question. Alright guys, so what good is any of this in a business book? Well, remember I'm running a philanthropy. And personal issues could be solved the same way. You know, somebody's always putting stress on a board, on an issue. Somebody's got to be the bigger man, the leader, and bring it to conclusion. And, you know, man up and say, hey, dude, we got a problem. We got to relieve some pressure. You know, how do you do that without being insulting or critical? Beating it on with a big hammer, or tearing into it with a saw, or, you know, reciprocating it over and over ain't gonna fix a problem. You gotta use your brains. But you better use your head. Your brains are in it. Let's just say, you know, even though it's $1,000 business channel, if you've been paying attention, I'm trying to write an audio-visual soap opera, drama, real-life educational sitcom. And so sometimes you may have to go back to what you remember. I think I'm going to screw a board on there on the outside, and, you know, those old experiments, you know, fall back on them in a pinch, you know? And I'll take that gizmo off. It ain't that hard. You know, I got nothing but time, is what people tell me while I kick back and goof around with a hobby that's so intricate and complicated that nobody is gonna figure it out. You know, I still wonder if I should call the book complicated. So I had to come up with something that might take at least one season, maybe two. Going back to the beginning, you can't throw all that information out that you have learned, and so we're gonna freelance the end of this board. Gone back to screws. I'll try not to make the mistake of dulling my blade again. Oh, you can see the whiteboard. I just kind of guesstimated, you know, good enough for ad lib television sitcom. The Marine Corps hymn. All this brings me down to the third verse. Here's how to you and our Corps, which we are proud to serve. In many a strife we fought for life and never lost our nerve. If the Army and the Navy ever look on heaven's scenes, they will find the streets are guarded by United States Marines. I don't know, I saw some bright light shining in there. Don't know what it is. It's got to be a reflection of the porch light.